Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Easy Natural English with Liam. I hope that you're all doing well. Still a difficult situation in the world with the coronavirus. So I know a lot of you are staying at home, but if you're watching this video, then you must be using your time well to study English. So I'm glad about that. That's good. So keep it up. Today, as usual, I'll be talking to you with no script and no editing, so you can get used to some natural English. And today's topic is related to the coronavirus, to COVID-19. And actually, my grandmother got the coronavirus. So usually in the UK, a lot of people use the word nan. We usually don't talk about our own grandmother as, the word grandmother. So I'll be using the word nan a lot. Some people use grandma, especially in America. I think a lot of people use the word grandma. But yeah, people talking, grandmother is such a long word. People don't usually use that. So in the UK, we usually say nan for our grandmother and granddad for our grandfather. But this is about my nan, about my grandmother. So my nan was in hospital for another reason. She had another health condition, another health problem. So she went into the hospital and, she didn't have the virus when she entered the hospital. She didn't have coronavirus. But, while she was in the hospital, this is all happening in the UK, by the way. I'm in Japan. If you listen to the podcast or watch the YouTube, already I'm in Japan. So this was being told to me by my mother. My mum was sending me text messages. So my mum told me, your nan is in hospital. Well, there was a case. When we say case of coronavirus, it means somebody was infected. So when we discover that, if you're watching the English news about the coronavirus, you'll hear there was 10 cases in this city or 20 cases in this city. So she told me, my mum told me there was a case in the hospital, and the medical staff, the doctors and nurses, they had discovered this case somehow. I'm not sure how, but somehow they realized somebody in the hospital had brought coronavirus into the hospital. So because of that, they started testing everybody in the hospital. One of those people was my nan, and they did the test on my nan, and they discovered that she had the coronavirus. So of course, when my mum told me this, I was very worried. My mum was very worried. My mum was already worried because my nan was in the hospital, and then this just added something else. So it was a very stressful time. My mum told me about this, and she was keeping me updated. She was letting me know what was happening. So my nan actually didn't have symptoms, or didn't really have symptoms. Symptoms are the sign of a virus or sign of a disease. So usually, for example, if you have a cold, then your symptoms will be a runny nose. You will have mucus coming from your nose. A kind of casual English word, we say snot. You'll have snot coming out of your nose. another symptom of a cold is like maybe a cough. When you go, that's a cough. So you might have a cough or sore throat, even a headache. So these are symptoms. It means like a sign of a disease or a sickness or a virus or something, infection. So my grandmother, my nan, she didn't have any symptoms. At least she didn't feel sick. So she said, I didn't realize I had this. She had the other problems, but she didn't realize that she had the coronavirus. So, maybe a lot of us, we imagine that if you have the coronavirus, you probably feel very sick. I think I assumed that. I guessed that. I thought, people who have the coronavirus, they must know. They must feel really, really bad. But yeah, my grandmother, she had no idea. She didn't know. So after a few days or something, I think maybe about a week, thankfully, I got the news from my mom that my grandmother was okay, and actually the virus had passed, and she got over the virus. She got better, and now she is out of hospital, and thankfully she is okay. But perhaps a lesson here for us all to learn is that you could have the virus, you could have the coronavirus, and you don't know. So, even if you are feeling healthy, or even if you feel, just a little bit sick, remember that, you could have the virus. So that's why we all need to stay at home. We all need to keep doing this social distancing. If you've forgotten what social distancing means, then go back to my previous podcast episode. I talked a lot about this word and other words that people are using for the coronavirus. If you don't follow the podcast, if you're watching the YouTube version of this, then there is a link down below for the podcast, and you can listen to a lot of previous episodes. I've made many, many episodes of the podcast. I'm new to YouTube, but there's many, many, many podcast episodes you can use for more listening practice. My grandmother is out of the hospital now. Thankfully, she's okay. But yes, she had no idea that she had the coronavirus. And she's not even a particularly healthy person, actually. She's quite old. She used to be a smoker. She doesn't exercise very much. So she's kind of in the danger group, the group of vulnerable people. But actually she didn't know she had it. So everybody, please be safe. Please, keep staying at home. Keep washing your hands and try to keep your distance from other people, because maybe you feel okay, but maybe you could give the virus to somebody who is not okay. As we can see, many, many people are dying in the world. It's clearly a very dangerous virus for most people, or for a lot of people. Everybody please be careful. Anyway, today that's the end of that story. So it turned out okay, but a bit of a warning to all of us to keep staying at home, keep doing social distancing, and stay safe. So thank you all for listening today. If you're on the YouTube version of this, then please subscribe. There's a subscribe button somewhere down the bottom. I forgot where I put it. So please subscribe. Everyone on the podcast, please review. And everybody tell your friends, and let's all get some English listening practice and get used to real natural English. So thank you all very much, and I will see you all back here next time.